Hi, today I will be taking us through a general liability submission for food trucks. From the portal, we're going to hit Start Submission. We're going to navigate to Retail and Services, and we're going to click on Food Trucks General Liability to get started. I'm going to start manually, and then we want to make sure we're selecting food trucks and trailers here from the class of business. Important to note, in this class of business screen, for general liability, you can click on any of these highlighted class codes to get a brief overview of what is and is not included. Kind of important to note here, hired and non-owned auto coverage is excluded. This is general liability only. We do not offer an auto product for food trucks or in general. And there does need to be an auto product underlying the food truck in order for us to write the GL. Alrighty, so starting with the eligibility question set, these are all unique to the food truck operation. $5 million is the max revenue we can tolerate. All food trucks do need to be compliant with federal, state, and local laws in regards to food truck operations, food safety, and permits. Moving on here, we do want to see that all food items are served directly from the motorized vehicle, if not from the vehicle, from a cart or trailer towed by the vehicle. Food truck operations where they are using the vehicle to cook, but maybe they're bringing the food into the location or serving from a restaurant, those are not an appetite for us. Everything needs to take place in the food truck, and that includes cooking and serving. Again, we can tolerate a food cart or trailer towed by the vehicle, but it cannot be motorized or self-propelled. All right, so for open flame, grease, frying oil, that sort of thing, we can tolerate it as long as there's proper safety precautions in place. And then again, we do want to see an underlying automobile liability in place with limits equal to or greater than what we're looking for here. We will ask for a certificate of insurance. For any items that are not food, we can tolerate them, but we don't want to see anything more than 30%. And if there are exposures, particularly for tobacco or liquor, that will limit the carrier selection. On this section for the food service operations, mobile catering is okay, as long as they do not leave the vehicle to serve. If everything is done from the food truck or trailer, that is fine. It will also limit the carrier selection though, however. Anything below the concessions, including concessions, are no-goes, unfortunately, so everything from here down will result in a decline. Same with this commercial cooking or restaurant exposure. Everything does need to take place in the food truck. This coverage details does include an important section here for endorsements. If you select the food trucks inland marine coverage, you will be agree with the options for theft, inventory spoilage, and business interruption. And these will also give you additional questions. So you want to make sure you go through and answer these to the best of your ability to meet your client's needs. We max out 25,000 here for the inland marine. Just make sure you're going through these thoroughly and covering everything that needs to be covered here for your client. As you go through, once your application is complete, you will be quoted here. Most of the time for the food truck operations, it will be an instant quote. Alrighty, and so Nautilus is going to be who is the only carrier that can offer the additional endorsements. So let's look at this one here. Important to note, you can always hit the details button here to look at the quote, to generate a quote letter, and you are good to go. So you can download these documents here to give to your insured. You can use these as core forms here for any future applications you might need. And that is quoting food trucks with Pathpoint.